I drink. Don't act like you know me if you don't know my team. That's how it goes, man. Thinks, please don't mind me. It is as if my whole life I dream. Winning is all I do, I think. Magic tricks, man, I roll up my sleeves. What you talking about, sleep? I stay up and get things done. I be like, ready, get me some. You couldn't prevent me from taking the lead in this league. I got stripes and stripes, striking best not hide your eyes. I'll just a whole dynamite, let it ignite inside and still be able to remind them why. It's Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night, on site, alright, let's go.
Hey, happy holidays and welcome to the next episode of the Spud Kingdom podcast. As always, I am your host, Kevin Woodrum. Some of you know me as Woody. I'd like to thank you all once again for tuning in each and every week and giving me the opportunity to do this for you. Because without you, this would not be happening right now. So I appreciate all of you tuning in each and every single week. So coming up, we have a weekend recap. Friday, we played Rock Springs. Saturday versus Utah Outliers. There's no games coming up this weekend as everybody's on a holiday break. Ogden swept their weekend series as well, so we'll get to that and how it affects the standings. No interviews for me this week as everybody was on the road, so it was not able to go on the road and join them and get any interviews, especially with the holidays and all. No fan interviews as well this week. Also, because of the holidays, it's just hard to, if you're not planning on meeting up with someone for your own holiday plans, it's just kind of hard to meet up with people in general. So I didn't even bother trying this week. So no fan interaction interviews this week. We'll get back to that next week. It's going to be short and sweet for the most part. We just have the recap, some trivia, the hockey rule of the week, 3 stars, and a couple other things to get to. So with that being said, let's get to the first thing. Game 1, Friday, December 20th versus Rock Springs. We were in Rock Springs. Durkin started. MacArthur was in the net for Rock Springs. The first 2 periods, there was no defense really for either team. And the first period started. The Spud Kings came out on fire. They had 27 shots on goal in the first period. Like, that's outstanding. That's almost a whole game for most period people, actually. And you'll see this is pretty close to what we had for the total for the next evening. So you could see this is 1 game's worth of shots in the first period. So it was nice to come out and start hot. And then Grizzlies had 12 shots on goal themselves. So getting first goal, 5 minutes, 33 seconds into the period. Michael Hillock gets his 4th goal on the season, and he was assisted by Jakob Kudelny. And this was his 2nd of the year, and Tyler Atchison for his 8th assist on the year. Hillock has been heating up as of late. If you guys have been watching him, I know he had like a really good game, and then he sat the next game, but it was good to see him back out on the ice and get a goal to start it up for the Spud Kings. Grizzlies would get a penalty for high sticking, and the Spud Kings would take advantage. Bronson Sable would get his 2nd goal at 9 minutes, 27 seconds, and he was assisted by Lucas Ronner for his 2nd and Bookie Warshaw for his 10th. The period would end 2-0 of the favor of the Spud Kings. So as you can see, we started out pretty hot, 27 shots. We got 2 of them to drop, so good start so far. Second period, though, little rough. Still not much defense. As we let Rock Springs put up 12 shots in the first period. Rock Springs outshot us again, but not by much, just by 1 this time. Spud Kings got 16 shots on goal. Grizzlies had 17. Spud Kings did strike first at 14 seconds into the period. Easton Edwards was able to get his 12th goal on the season, and he was assisted by Andrew Schmidt, which was his 17th, and William Donovan for his 8th. This would cause a goal change for the Grizzlies. And Simon Zile, I'm not exactly sure how to say the goalie's name for the Grizzlies. Um, when I watched this game originally, I was out on deliveries and stuff because it was a busy weekend, needed to make some extra money. Um, so I was out delivering, watching the game, and I didn't quite catch his name fully. But sorry for that, Simon. But he would enter for the Grizzlies. MacArthur faced 30 shots before leaving, so he faced a whole game's worth of shots in just a period. And then, what did I say, 14 seconds into the second? So just barely over one period, he faced the whole game's worth of shots. And then he would give up 3 goals, unfortunately, which would lead to his exit. And then the Grizzlies would get their first at 5 minutes, 41 seconds. Caden Campbell would get his third on the year, and it was a power play goal. We had a lot of penalties the last couple weeks. I think we need to clean that up a little bit. Some of them have just been like kind of iffy, and some have been in like frustration and whatnot. But we need to clean this up a little bit because it's starting to cost us a little bit. 4 minutes later, at 9 minutes 43 seconds, Christoph Molnar got his 6th, helping the Grizzlies inch a little bit closer. Nothing going for the rest of the period, so the period would end 3-2 in favor of the Spud Kings. So, unfortunately, we did give up 2 goals in the period, but we did get 1, so we were able to keep the lead. So, third period, things would get chippy. Defense would finally show up a little bit. Only 1 shot on goal for both teams, actually. Both shots would go in for both squads. The first one would be at 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Actually, not the first goal, but before the first goal, what would happen is a fight would break out. And a fight broke out at 6 minutes, 52 seconds into the period. And, well, I guess it was kind of a fight. Atchison didn't really fight back. Max Cantalone would throw a lot of punches, actually, and he'd give him a huge penalty to Rock Springs. He would get a game misconduct and an ejection for what his actions were on the play. Atchison kind of skated into their goalie a little bit, so Cantalone took a little. He didn't like it so much, so he ended up hitting Atchison and then throwing a bunch of punches afterwards. So he would get the boot. He would get kicked out of the game. It would serve up a huge penalty for Rock Springs. Atchison would also get a minor, 2-minute minor himself. So the Spud Kings would take advantage of this. And at 10 minutes, 30 seconds, Andrew Schmidt got his 17th goal on the year, and he was assisted by Easton Edwards for his 18th, and DJ the Beast McLeish for his 10th on the year. And then nothing would happen for about 5.5 minutes or so, and then Bavery Esplin would get his 6th on the year at 16 minutes and 8 seconds into the game. Unfortunately, it was kind of too late. They would still be trailing by 1 at this point. The period and the game would end 4-3 in favor of the Spud Kings. They pick up the W. Durkin would stop 27 out of 30 shots on the night for a 90% save percentage. He got his 15th win on the season, which is awesome. Keep it up, Dirk. We love you, man. Keep being the wall. That second period kind of sucked a little bit, but you got it, man. You the man. Spud Kings pick up another 2 points in the standings, but unfortunately they remain in second because Ogden would also win on the night. So game 2 would be the very next night, Saturday, December 21st at the Accord. So I say Accord, and I think they actually said on the telecast, the Utah people said it's the Accord Ice Arena, and this was against the Utah Outliers. This one was 2/3 lack of defense once again for the Spud Kings. I don't know exactly what's been going on. The first part of the season, up until like the last couple weeks, we were kind of known for our defense and holding the other team to low shots and keeping a high shot percentage ourselves. But the last 2 weekends, I want to say, we've kind of been lacking in the defensive category, and it's been kind of a little upsetting because these boys are playing their hearts out, but the defense, they just need to pick it up just a little bit, and if they do, these games wouldn't be so hard for them. So giving up 39 shots in the game total, starting with the heavy first period, Utah had 16 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings only had 7. No scoring, though, in the first, as this would be a preview of the battle of Charlie Durkin versus Marcus Ouellette. Now, we know both of these guys are tremendous goaltenders, and every time they face off against one another, it's always a battle. And our two teams are in the battles for themselves. Utah's right there in like third place. Now, granted, we have been able to pick up a little bit of territory on them because we've been getting points in basically all of our games. Even our losses have basically came in overtime, so we've been able to pick up points. So it's always a battle with Utah. Marcus Ouellette is one of the best goaltenders in the league. And Charlie, we all know about the wall, Durkin. So the first period went in 0-0. No scoring, lots of shots for them, not very many for us. We need to pick up the defense a little bit, please. Second period, we'd be better than the first defensively, but still not getting much offensively. Utah would only get 4 shots on goal, so there's that defense showing up. But the Spud Kings only got 8, so not much offense to counteract the great defense that we were playing. But it was nice to see that we doubled the shots for once. This would be a penalty plagued period also for Utah. Luckily for them, the Spud Kings were only able to strike once, and that was at 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Easton Edwards was able to get his 13th goal on the year, and he was assisted by Andrew Schmidt and his 18th, and Jakob Downley once again for his 3rd on the year. Spud Kings would not be able to take advantage of the other 2 penalties in the period, though. So that would be our only goal that we would get. But defense would hold up for the most part of the period until the 18-minute, 37-second mark when Braden Hansberger would get his 4th on the year and he would tie up the game. Utah would end up the second period tied with the Spud Kings 1-1. Third period, defense disappears once again, but fortunately for the Spud Kings, Charlie Durkin was in our net, and it was able to deflect all the shots that he faced on the period. The battle of Durkin for outlet was everything to be expected, just like I was just talking about, and this period right here would show. So Utah would have 19 shots on goal in this period. Like, crazy amount. Like, defense, please. Like, come on, guys. DJ, Lucas, what are you guys doing, man? We need you boys to step it up just a little bit. Spud Kings only 8 shots again. So you can see the trend there, 7, 8, 8, not the best. We shot more shots on goal in the first period in the previous night than we did in this entire game. So I don't know what the coaches have in store, Coach Bone and Coach Anthony, get going, Coach Joey Strada, see what they can do to get these boys going. But we need something going. The Spud Kings would be the only ones to capitalize. At 5 minutes, 23 seconds, Ronnie Wade would get his 4th goal on the year, and he was assisted by the 2 Lucases. Lucas Ronner would get his 8th on the year, and Lucas Carlson would get his 9th. Spud Kings would go up 2-1 and would hold the lead. And at the 18-minute, 31-second mark, Andrew Schmidt steals the puck, deeks past one defender, and then I see him flip the puck up and over and through two other defenders and past the defense. Then he put it home for an empty net goal and his 18th on the year. And this one was unassisted, obviously, as he stole the puck, made the moves, and did it all by himself. This would seal the deal for the Spud Kings as they would win 3-1 and pick up another W and 2 points in the standings. Ogden would win big, so the Spud Kings would still be in second, 1 point behind Ogden. Durkin would pick up his 16th win, stopping 38 out of 39 shots with a 974 save percentage, allowing only one goal in the game. So, Durkin, you are the man and you are the wall. This is a big game, and he stopped a lot of shots. 38 shots? Like, come on, man. Give this guy a rest, guys. Let him not have to worry about stopping so many shots. Great save percentage for the night, my man. Way to keep it up. I probably should have had you in my 3 stars, which we'll get to later, but definitely an honorable mention. Definitely an honorable mention. He had the 2 big W's on the week. So that's the weekend recap. We're going to get to the stats and standing next. So we'll start with the stats. So Andrew Schmidt still leads the team in points with 36, which actually pushes him to 3rd in the NCDC overall. He also still leads the team with 18 goals and is 2nd in the NCDC in this category as well. Easton Edwards and Andrew Schmidt are tied for 1st on the team with 18 assists. And now Durkin has 16-4 on the season with a 927 save percentage and a 2.16 goals against per game average. He's 1st in the NCDC in wins and 6th in goals against average and 12th in save percentage. The Spud Kings are 19-5-2 on the season with a 41 points overall in the standings, which puts them 2nd in the Mountain Division. These stats and standings are what they are going into the holiday break. I don't know if you guys want to consider this like halftime, all-star break, whatever, but basically kind of what the holiday break is. I know we still have a long season ahead of us, but it's nice for these guys to get a little bit of break. So with the stats being said, that'll lead us into the 3 stars of the week. 3rd star, well, before we get to the 3rd star, as I mentioned earlier, our honorable mention for this week is Charlie Durkin. He got the 2 wins on the weekend, a big save percentage in the 2nd game. He did give up 3 goals in the 1st game, so I think that's what held him back for me thinking about him for the 3 stars. So we'll give him the honorable mention shot for this week. Our 3rd star was newcomer Jakob Kodelny. He had 2 assists this week. Welcome to the team, Jakob. We appreciate you, man. There wasn't really other opportunities for the 3rd star besides Charlie. Jakob has been new to the team. He's only been with us for a few games, and it's already showing. 2nd star of the week was Easton Edwards with 2 goals and 2 assists. I wanted to give a shout out to Escape Orion 3741 on YouTube. He mentioned in a previous episode, for some reason I just barely got an update that I had a comment on this, but he mentioned that Edwards was looking hungry. And in that particular game, he had like lots of checks. He was playing aggressive. He had some goals and stuff. And I'd have to agree, man. You're 100% right. Edwards has been very hungry, especially lately. and he's coming on. Like, this dude is playing offense, defense. He's definitely a two-way forward for sure. And then our first star, once again, Andrew Schmidt. What else can I say about this guy? He had 2 goals and 2 assists this week, leading us to 2 wins. This also led him to being named the Mountain Division Player of the Week. So big props to Andrew Schmidt. Congrats, man. You're my first star of the week. You're the Mountain Division Player of the Week. You keep it up, man. I don't know if this guy's getting any offers or being looked at by any colleges or any lower pro teams or not, but he should be. This guy is continuing to kick butt each and every week. I interviewed him last week for the previous episode. This guy is amazing to watch. Him and Easton Edwards on that first line, these two are just awesome. And they got Lucas Carlson on the defense backing them up. It's quite the nice first line, man. And keep it up, guys. Really appreciate it. Andrew, our first star, Easton's second star, both of them first liners. So you can see them each and every week contributing to the team. Also, both leading the team in points, assists, goals, you name it. These guys are up there. So I also wanted to quickly mention, Jacob looks like we got him possibly in a trade. I'm not exactly sure. I can't really find anything that shows me an actual transaction. But I'm assuming in a trade because I do not see Adam Brown or Jack Postula on the rosters anymore. So I'm assuming that's how we got Jacob. So they're no longer on the team. Jacob is now on the team. Welcome, man. Maybe I'll get a chance to talk to you after the winter break, and we'll see you here shortly in one of these home games coming up on the 3rd or the 4th. But it'll be nice to see you, man. Welcome to the team, Jacob. So, without further ado, let's get to trivia. So, our last week's question was, who led the NHL in all-time penalty minutes? And the answer was Dave Tiger Williams. I got a few responses for this. I got, I think, 4. I put those names on a random wheel spinner, and it came up as the winner. It was Sarah Salzgiver. So, Sarah, get a hold of me, and I'll get you your 2 free pizzas. Thank you for participating, everybody. Once again, I love getting multiple right answers. That way it gives it more fun for me to pick a winner. When I only get one response, I'm thinking, maybe these guys aren't liking trivia so much. So I stuck with NHL trivia because I seem to get more responses from the NHL trivia than I do any of the others. So this week, my question is, what is the Maurice Richard Trophy? Once again, in the NHL, what is the Maurice Richard Trophy? So hit me up on Facebook. Once again, I will post it at Spud Kingdom Podcast. I will post the question once the episode goes live. Give me all your comments or questions. If you prefer to hit me up on X, go ahead and do so. Give me a message, a shout out, whatever. I continue to love getting these answers and picking the winner for this. This week's winner will also get 2 free pizzas to Homestead Pizza. So, once again, the trivia question, what is the Maurice Richard Trophy? Hit me up on Facebook, give me the answer. We'll pick one lucky winner for next week and get them 2 free pizzas. All right, hockey rule of the week. So this week I picked charging as the rule of the week. There was a couple charging penalties called in the last 2 games or so. It's one of those that happens quite often. It's one that shouldn't, but it does. So I figured I'd cover it a little bit this week. And charging is a penalty that occurs when a player skates into, jumps into, or charges an opponent in a way that is considered excessive. Some of the examples are players accelerate through the check to punish the opponent. Another example is player skates a long distance to deliver an excessive forecheck. And one more example, a player jump in the process of delivering a check. So if your player is in the middle of delivering a check and he jumps and thrusts himself into it, it's, think of it almost to like the targeting penalty in the NCAA football. Once you launch yourself, it becomes a whole nother play and can be more dangerous. So it can be considered a penalty there. The severity of the penalty can range from a minor to a suspension depending on the circumstances. For an example, a player who recklessly endangers an opponent with a charge may receive a major plus a game misconduct penalty. And if the player injures the other player when he gets the charging penalty, he may be considered for suspension. So let's give it a little bit of recap for the day. We won both games, still number 2 in the standings. One game behind Ogden because they had a great weekend and dominated both of their games. So they're still 1 point ahead of us. There's no games this weekend, unfortunately. Enjoy the holiday break. Enjoy time with the family. We miss you, Spud Kings. We can't wait to have you back home. We love you. Enjoy your time. Be safe. Also, we wanted to thank the 3 stars of the week. Jacob Kudelny. I think I got your name right. I'm going to get a hold of you when you get back, man, and have you tell me how to pronounce your name correctly because I always hate butchering people's names. I think people deserve their name to be said correctly. So I'll get a hold of you, my guy. Sorry, Jacob, if I'm messing it up. Easton Edwards was the 2nd star, and Andrew Schmidt for the 1st star. I want to give a shout out to @native2134 on YouTube for listening. I saw your comments on a previous episode. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Also, Escape Orion 3741. Thanks for the comments. There was another comment that I didn't really get to that I do want to talk about. He mentioned some of the questionable coaching calls, especially with our power play lines or when it's coming down to the nitty gritty and not having our best lines out on the ice. And you know what, man? You're right. Like sometimes I question those things too, but I don't know much about hockey. Like I've said before, I'm kind of new to this still. What do you guys think? Any of you others out there think that maybe we're not putting our best foot forward when the time matters? Or when the power plays come on, we're not sending our best lines out there to get the points. What do you guys think? Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on X, Instagram, whatever you prefer. Let me know what you guys think. Because I don't think he's wrong. I think there's times that we could do a little bit better in those circumstances. So hit me up. Let's talk about it. Thank you all once again for listening. I appreciate it. I can't do this without you. You're the best. This podcast is for our Spud Kings, but it is for you, the Spud Kingdom. I am part of the Spud Kingdom as well. I'm a big fan myself. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for Sarah for tuning in to the trivia, getting the correct answer, and being this week's winner. Can't wait to see who wins next week. So once again, no games this week. So next episode probably be short and sweet, probably shorter and sweeter because I won't have a recap to get to. We'll just have some highlights to get to for the upcoming games for the next week. And maybe I'll have an interview or two to fill in some of that void. But until then, take care of yourself. I appreciate you guys. Have a happy holidays. Enjoy your family. And of course, as always, go Spud King.
K-I-N-G kings, meaning we seen things. And without a cheat sheet, a walking beast, no wanting peace until I'm knee deep in the rewards I need to retrieve. Keep the receipt once I receive what I work for, but never relieve. Better watch out, if you don't move, get ready to fall down. If you don't root for my son, I'm not proud. Like what you talking about, I'll pop out, even if it's hard out. Somebody let the dogs out, like they're coming for the dog out before being brought out. Whoa, they might need to keep me locked out because I will stomp in my stomping grounds till it's known. This is Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night on site. Alright, let's go. Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night on site. Alright, let's go.